Do you want to have an amazing time on YouTube like me? Well, then listen to me. Greetings, Hatchlings! I am here today to help those of you who are interested in having a fantastic time on YouTube just like me. Now, I want to clarify that I'm here to tell you how to have a fantastic time on YouTube. I'm not here to tell you how to reach stratospheric levels because clearly I haven't, but I can tell you how to have fun like I have, and I can tell you what I've done if you wish to try and wander down the same path that I have. Because for me, my friends, this has been an absolutely glorious journey. And last night, and I've been contacted before, but last night I was contacted by somebody that I know who wanted some advice. And I thought about it, and I know there will be others out there who would also like some advice. So I figured, you know what? We're going to dive on into it, and we will talk about my journey and what I have learned so far and how that can help you. Now, if you're somebody who doesn't have much time and you just want to bounce out and you just want to know 2 words to help you to get you going, just create. That's it. End of sentence. Your brain is going to start giving you a million excuses that you don't have time. That's a lie. I know this because if I wanted to, I can crank out me and Carly together can crank out a video and get it edited in like 20 minutes, boys. So there's no excuse for that. You can easily free up 20 minutes, half an hour, twice a week to make a couple of videos. So you have no excuse that way. Another thing people do to themselves is they self-sabotage by expecting perfection from themselves. And that, to me, is absolutely insane, boys. I started with a busted phone and terrible sound quality, terrible video quality. It just all across the board, it was all awful. So you're going to go and I need all these things. But it doesn't matter because even if you get those things, your brain is going to keep feeding you excuses because what you're afraid of is failure. You don't want to fail. None of us do. Failure feels terrible. But you can't make the attempt without risking failure. And failure means different things to different people. If you're here to have a good time, then you can't fail unless you're not having a good time. And you can guarantee yourself a good time by doing what you love, talking about what you love. A big problem I see is that people treat YouTube as if you're creating a product. I need to have this as a TV show. I need to be professional. I need to be this. I need to be that. That's not what the people want. There are some people who want that, but the thing is there's tons and tons and tons of that out there, okay? You're just going to blend right in just like everybody else. You are forsaking what's unique about you to make yourself homogenous. You're trying to be another McDonald's, just a bland, appeal to everybody. Oh, we're a professional and like we've got like the nice veneer. But what you want to be is you want to be that little restaurant in your city that a lot of people don't know about, but you love going to. You know what I'm saying? You want to be that little spot, that special place, okay? You want to create an environment that is you, basically. Bring yourself to the internet. Stop thinking, oh, I need this or I need this. Understand that underneath it all, you are the content and are part of the content, okay? That genuinely matters. If you don't have the proper mentality that way, it's going to stop you. But really, the key is just make content. Just keep making it and keep making it. You will learn as you go. You will learn what you like. You will learn what you don't like. You will get responses from your audience. Now, here's where it gets tricky because once you start to get the input from people, the thumbs up, the thumbs down, people all blasting you with their opinions, good and bad, praising you, criticizing you, it becomes difficult to know what to do if you don't have a strong sense of what you want to be doing. And you will follow what people are saying and waffling all over the place. So people try and tell you, make this content, don't do this, don't do this. And some of it is going to be useful and some of it is terrible advice. So it's really tricky to figure out what's the good and what's the bad. For me, an example of what was useful useful comments that I followed in terms of criticism. When I first started, I had terrible sound quality. So some people came along and said, your sound quality is not good. I wish you could improve that. Some people even came along and said, hey, you know what? You can do X and Y and it will improve your sound quality. You need to change things like the gain and all these other things. They came and gave useful advice. And some other people are just jerks and go, F your sound. I'm not dealing with your channel. You suck. I'm unsubbing and whatever. Now, you don't want those people around Anyways, first of all, you shouldn't be trying to pitch yourself to people who are genuinely unpleasant. What you need to understand, and here's something that takes some time to wrap your head around, especially if you're not used to the internet. If you're a little bit older and you're not used to the internet where everybody's just you got to understand that half the time, at least, when people leave comments, it has nothing to do with you. They've had a bad day, they've missed a meal, whatever it is that puts them in a raw emotional state. They come and they take it out on you in the comment sections because to them, they feel like it's a punching bag that's not a person. So they just get it out of their system and they treat you like a product as opposed to a person. Now that is unavoidable. I've had numerous people approach me with how you deal with the hatred. Well, I mean, my thing, and this may not work for everybody, but is sometimes I just have a go right back at them. Go ahead, man. Let them know what you think of them being clowns. Because some of them will smarten up and go, you know what? You're right. I'm sorry. I was completely acting like a fool. And some of them will just flare out either way. But get it out of your system. Don't feel like you have to take that from people. Also, don't allow people to dictate how you run your comment section. I've had people who have been completely ignorant and I have banned them from the channel and they'll come back with another account and go, you're censoring your chat area? You need to get off of YouTube. Like they're somehow entitled to act however they want. The only one who matters on your channel is you. That's it. You're the creator. You're the one who's going to come back day after day and make things. And you may say, well, what's the point without an audience? Then don't do it. If the only thing you care about is people watching you, or the only thing you care about is money, this video is going to be of no use to you. If that's it, there's no point. If you're just like, if they're not going to love me and do what I want, and I'm not going to grow huge, I don't want to do it, then don't. Give up. You don't have what it takes, all right? But for those of you who want to share a part of yourself and your joy, get in there. You will be amazed and overwhelmed at how many awesome people you will deal with. And also bear in mind that negativity weighs much heavier on the human brain. So you're going to see the negative comments and weigh them far more heavily than the positive comments. You will find that the ratio will be probably something between the area of you're going to need 15, 20 positive comments to outweigh one negative comment. That seems the way that a lot of people go. Now, I've seen a number of different types of people come through my channel. I've learned these lessons slowly but surely. And no matter what you say, no matter what mentality you start with at the first place, those first thumbs down and stuff, it's going to suck. It's going to suck, boys. You can tell yourself whatever you want. You're going to be like, I don't care at all. The truth is it sucks. It sucks when someone goes, I don't like your stuff. Because at first, what you think is you think that they're as considerate and rational as you, and they've actually like put this effort into like, oh, you know what? I've listened to what he had to say, and I genuinely don't agree, and But what you're doing is you're giving these people too much credit. A lot of these people will thumb down for any number of reasons. People will thumb down. You see how this pack here, this pack here isn't perfectly angled on the wall? That's enough for somebody with an OCD to thumb it down. Like, people will go, you're poor, I hate your face. You get thumbs down for everything, boys. So it's meaningless. On top of that, it doesn't affect your channel, okay? Understand that thumbs up and thumbs down do not affect the actual metrics of your channel. It doesn't change how much YouTube recommends around your videos. People like to think it does, but the true underlying seed is watch time is the only thing that matters on YouTube. Nothing else matters. Sub count is irrelevant. Thumbs up, thumbs down, irrelevant. Number of comments, irrelevant. It purely boils down to how people interact with your video in terms of how long did they stay watching you. That is the only thing YouTube cares about. And this ties into the point that I want to lead you to, boys. Do not try and game the algorithm. Do not try and understand the algorithm to game the system. That will not work for you, because even if you somehow mystically figure it out, YouTube is always changing things to avoid people trying to game the algorithms. The only thing that you can do is create content that you are genuinely happy with. Create what you would want to watch. That's what I do. If you look at my videos, that's all stuff that I would watch. And the reason that I'm stepping away from magic, it's not making me happy anymore. And when I make those magic videos, I don't want to watch them. But if you look at the Force of Will video I made yesterday, sure, it got a tiny little fraction of the views that my other videos get, but I don't care. I absolutely had a fantastic time making that video. And you can tell, you can genuinely see the difference between a video where I'm talking about something that I'm unhappy about and something where I'm having a good time. Everybody can pick up on that. You need to just go ahead and enjoy yourself. at the end of the day, you're going to end up not existing at some point, right? Like your life is going to end. Spending time being worried about people who don't care about what you're doing being negative to you, it doesn't give you anything. You don't gain from that. You need to walk from that. You need to respect what you want to be doing. And you need to be true to yourself. Whatever that is, whatever your passion is, talk about it. You will find other people who want to talk about it. That is how it goes. Don't be lured by the false paths, okay? Do not go in for giveaways. Do not do it. You are devaluing your content by doing giveaways. Instead of saying, you know what, I make content that I think is good enough to watch, you're saying my content, when you do giveaways, you're saying my content is not good enough to watch. I have to bribe you to watch it. My content is so poor that I have to give people stuff just to watch it. And it changes the way that people view your videos. And YouTube can tell the difference between videos that are gaining views from natural growth through genuine interest and these trying to pinch the metrics with giveaways and bribery. And it's a sign of weakness. It's a sign that you feel you don't have what it takes. Have you ever met people in real life who are desperate to make friends with people and they'll give you things that they own or buy you things, and it's weird and unsettling and it makes you uncomfortable because you're like, this isn't how you build friendships. You build friendships by being genuine. You build friendships on mutual interest. You build friendships based on respect between you and other people, right? And for me at least, what I value the most is going and watching people being real. Like take Review Bra, for example, over on Report of the Week. That kid is so genuine. It just pulls at my heartstrings, man. The guy is so real, and that's meaningful to me, and you can see it resonate. Look at the guy over there. You would never expect him to be a massive success, but when you go over there and see it, you see there's no way he couldn't be a success because he's there doing what he wants to do, talking about what he wants to talk about. The guy does shortwave radio and others. Like, it's really, really interesting. What you need to do is just be unapologetically you and enjoy what you enjoy, and don't let anybody stop you. If somebody came along in your life and told you that your hobbies sucked, would you stop doing them? Would you give them up, or would you just go, okay, that clown doesn't like it, but I'm still going to be over here enjoying what I enjoy? Like, a steak becomes no less delicious because somebody else tells you steak isn't delicious. That's not how life works, friends. So you need to ignore that. Don't do giveaways, and also don't cheapen yourself by asking for shout-outs, okay? Believe in your content. Believe in your content to the point where you don't ask for likes. You don't ask for subscribes at the end of the video. Don't do that. Don't be a beggar. Don't belittle yourself. Don't do giveaways. Don't go to other creators and say, please shout me out. That looks terrible, okay? And there are other ways to interact with creators that you want to deal with and be around that are a much better route. Ask them if they would be willing to do a video like, hey, can I interview you? I have some genuine questions I'd like to ask you. Something along those lines where it's like you're showing interest in the person, not interest in yourself. When you go, hey, I really like you, can you shout me out? What you're saying is, I'm greedy for something for me, and I see you as a vector for that. That's how I treat anybody who comes along like that. If somebody comes along and says, hey, I really like you, can you do X for me? Be it, can you shout me out? I'm a game designer, can you check out my game? Why would I do that? I don't even believe that you like me when you say that. I believe that you're just looking at me as an opportunity for self-advancement. And I understand, guys, you want to grow. You're doing this, you want people to see it, but it's not the way. So you have to resist asking for shoutouts, and you have to resist commenting on videos and things, trying to grow your own presence by going, come check out my this or do my this. It's not okay. I mean, if you offhandedly if you go to somebody's video and they're talking about a subject and you go, hey, you know what, these are my feelings as well, and actually I even did a video sharing the same kind of thoughts, that's completely different from a naked greed kind of concept where you come along and it's very clear that you're just there to try and glom on to what somebody else has already built. And that is disgusting and skeezy, and you're not going to make genuine connections that way. But there have been a number of people who have asked me if I would, hey, would you come talk to me or whatever? And I gladly do. I'm like, yeah, dude, let's do it. People who even have tiny, tiny little channels, I don't care. You got to understand that, at least for me, I'm happy to do this kind of thing. If I don't feel like you're using me and I just feel like you're genuinely interested in my thoughts and you want to have a conversation, I don't care. That's fine. And I'm happy if it helps your channel. I'm happy to sit down for an interview or whatever with you, talk with you, let you use that content. I don't expect anything in return. So I mean, I went to a YouTube party and I met this guy. His name's Ken from KBD Productions. He has 400,000 subscribers. He was a really nice guy to me at the party. And this was when I had like 1,000 or so subscribers. And he gave me useful advice. And he also said that he would shout me out. He told me to come to his channel and let him know that it was me and he would shout me out. And I didn't. I didn't do that because I don't want to do that. I didn't feel good about it. I was like, that's really nice of you to offer, but we're not in the same genre, and I feel like you're just being nice and you don't need to do that for me. So I declined to even show up and take advantage of that. Now, I have been shouted out by people. Like, for example, Jeremy from Unsleeved Media, who has 150,000 subscribers at the time he found my channel. He left a comment saying, "I love your channel." And I was just giddy. I was like, oh my God. But you know what I didn't do? I wasn't like, oh, hey, can you please help me? Oh, hey, can you do this? I just said, bro, thank you very much for checking out my content. I appreciate it and I respect what you do because I already liked his content. And then he watched a bunch more of my stuff and he sent me an email that, he nicely phrased it, but basically it was along the lines of, bro, your channel's a train wreck. Let me help you. And I sent a message back saying, what are you talking about? My channel's fine. And he went to the trouble of taking screenshots and he put them side by side and said, look, this is what you're doing. And I was like, oh. And then he started giving me shout-outs in his videos. And it felt great because I didn't ask for it, boys. And I've shouted people out on my channel because I feel like they deserve it. But when somebody asks me for a shout-out, I don't want to do it. I feel like you're using me. And I feel that it's gross. And I feel like that sort of mentality doesn't help you. Now, you got to understand, these are subjective things. So I could be wrong in that. Maybe that one's a little bit different, right? So you decide your own path. I'm just trying to give you the advice that I think will help. In terms of like the audience feedback and stuff, you have to understand that you can't let the number of views you get on a video guide you, all right? I will lay this out for you. I was talking to Edwin the Magic Engineer yesterday, and he was talking about how he started doing a particular kind of video at the beginning, but he quickly trailed off and stopped with it because they got no views, really. Now, to put this in perspective, I'm going to give you an example from my channel. I made a video that I'm completely unhappy with. It's a garbage, fluff, drama video where MTG Lion said that he wanted to be banned from Magic the Gathering so he could sue Wizards of the Coast. So I made this big fluff video, like just puffing the situation up, and it got 85,000 views. In fact, it's the most viewed video on my channel, much to my chagrin. I do not look at it with pleasure. In fact, the video kind of disgusts me. It's an unfortunate truth that YouTube and people are attracted to drama and garbage. And for me, that needs to be resisted. I don't want to turn into a peddler of that because I'm genuinely here because I want to entertain. So, why am I bringing this up? This is the worst video on my channel for me, and it has the absolute most views. In contrast, I had made lore videos that only got 100 views. Now, if I had allowed that to stop me from making lore videos, I never would have got the response I did to my lore videos. Now I have a lore video playlist of 70 videos, and they are some of the most popular videos on my channel. I'm considered the top tier of Magic lore on YouTube now. So when I walked away from this and said I'm done with it, there are people lamenting how the best is walking from that. And I have lore videos now with 40,000 views on them because I decided I wanted to talk about the lore and I thought it was awesome, and I didn't allow that I didn't allow the 100 views. I didn't allow the audience to dictate what I do. You can't do that. You can't let a lack of response stop you. You just need to avoid that. What you have to do is just be you, friends. At the end of the day, just be you. Talk about what you want to talk about. Believe in yourself, and you can do it. I believe in you, so don't hesitate. If it's what you want, come on. Come get in the pool with Papa Perp. The water's just fine, little hatchlings. All right, so we have the 6-color magic clips, or I should say we had. Now, we're not sacrificing that community element. So from now on, my friends, together we are the Hatchlings. So let us